project aim was to create a user-friendly mobile application based on the variety of solution, but that will be a skin-related issue. User will be able to reduce the prevalence of skin issues and help the user to achieve healthy and beautiful skin. Convolution network basically, see, image is a word, input layer having a connected hidden layer as well. After that, outcoming actual the prediction basically. But in my case, basically the images will be, see, this is the activation, a simple model for skin identification, which consists of several, you can say, convolution layers that will be dependent on us, and but should be fully connected for, you can say, for getting this activation of map. See, first understand it, what the data flow is, what I have what thought about, okay, what exactly my mobile application should have, and where behind I have connected it with the in issue identification model. See, first one, I have created a database. I have used MySQL. We have already discussed data adapter. Basically, data adapter means, it means, in yesterday's session we have taken an example of array. Did array adapter is actually a predefined adapter in my in Android application. But here I have used MySQL. MySQL means I have to create a customized adapter for fetching the data, retrieving a data from my MySQL database. After that, take an example, doctor. Doctor, that means doctor cannot register it. I will register it from, but from the admin panel. Doctor will directly log into my application, log into my mobile application. After logging to the mobile application, it means that the data will be validated from my database. Basically, let us suppose I have stored one, the doctor name is, take an example, Abhishek, and password is 12345. I have not stored directly 12345 in my SQL. I have applied algorithmic techniques for just for securing my database, used MD5 algo, normal algorithm, just for securing my database credential, the password basically. If I'm going to show you my MySQL database, you cannot directly retrieve my password, because the mechanism I have followed, the algorithmic mechanism. User has to that doctor has to enter the valid credential first. Valid credential means the username as well as the password. After inputting the valid credential, the doctor panel will be displayed. In this doctor panel, that means this is the authorized doctor, and will register this doctor from my admin panel. My can register it using a web view, that will be dependent on us, can register it using a mobile view as well. After this, when the doctor screen will be displayed, view patient mean, that means the user actually, user has just inputted the skin image. After inputting the skin image, that means showing, okay, this is the chronic, you have to consult to a doctor. When you click on consult to a doctor, it means that it will display a list of dermatologists, list of doctor having their specialization. You have to select the particular doctor. When you just click it on selection of particular doctor, whatever the, take an example, having a list of 5 doctor, with the help of fragmentation I have achieved this. Fragmentation mean, what is the rule of fragmentation basically? First fragment, two fragment. We have already discussed this thing, how we can create a fragmentation. The actual fragmentation rule is nothing. Let us suppose we have recycler view, or you can say list view. Someone has just clicked it on the index ID. After clicking it on the index ID, that data will be shown. See, in this, what I am saying this thing, having a list of doctor, user has to select the particular doctor, and doctor will get all the patient data. Now, it is time for doctor to prescribe the things. That means this is the chronic disease. We don't have any other choice. That means he has to concern to a doctor. Doctor do not need to meet him personally. If he want to meet personally, can just put a message in prescription box. Okay, you, this is the things you have to, you can say, these are the, you can say, these are the these are the medicine, or you have to take it, and just after meet me after 4 days or a 5 day in a prescription. Basically all the things, whatever the things will be, this will be stored in this database. Basically back to the database, back to this database. It means that what exactly this one is my adapter. Why the adapter is no needed? Just for recycler. It means that adapter is used for fetching the data. Adapter is essential for fetching the things basically. That means yesterday session we have seen, okay, the array values, normal value. But here I'm saying I have to create a complete application. It means what I have, if I want to create a complete application, means should have a login, and a person can be login but with the help of valid credential. Valid credential mean I have to store in any of database application. Database application we have multiple choice, whether it is a relational or non-relation. Even we can use SQLite as well. SQLite is actually, you can say, already embedded in an Android application, but I have not used, I have used MySQL. You can use any of that, will be dependent on us basically, how what exact the application we want to use for storing my database. This is the relational database. Relational database means all the model, actually model is what exact my model is doing, taking an image input, and after accepting input, just give me a prediction. But all the rules are actually, you can say, performed by my application. It means that to keep a record of doctor, to keep a record of patient, and and only the valid doctor, only the valid credential, that person should be able to, you can say, able to access my application. Which mean that all the tasks are actually done if we have created a database. All the things, that means we should have to create a MySQL database for this, for storing all this. Next one, see the image processing. See the skin images, input will be an image. It can be an existing image. Image mean that person has already selected, you can say, only click the photograph, all having in mobile phone, just want to extract the feature and predict. The prediction will be done, either consult a doctor if it is a chronic, otherwise product catalog. Product catalog mean product recommendation. Actually in this application you will be able to see, okay, the product partner as well. That means I'm just, with the help of the, actually the skin diseases, the skin problem can be cured either with the help of products, or need to consult with a doctor. The doctor will prescribe it according to the, you can say, the disease. That means this application is essential. We do not have to wait for, okay, that means we do not have to wait for a appointment. With the help of this online application, with the help of this mobile application, we can just get an idea if any, no having no any of the, if having no any, not non-chronic. Which means that why we have to pay to a doctor at in, and we always like, we worried about our skin, because we always want, okay, the skin. Next one is product partner DF. See, in this is product partner DFD. In this product partner DFD, actually, see, product partners are actually, I have already shown this thing, product catalog. Product catalog mean showcase of product, showcase of skin product. Let us suppose the cream for curing it, or any other thing like for instance, let us suppose uh, any dermatologist product. It means that person is known as product partner. The admin admin has a privilege to register a product partner. Admin has a privilege to register a doctor, because only the authorized product partner, only the authorized doctor can access an application. Without authorization, that person cannot sign up, because we will not allow a person to give him a sign up access. We will just give him, okay, directly login access. Login access means if person want to log in into my application, again that partner need a username as well as password. After validating the user, the next task will be, we have to showcase the actual screen. This is nothing, this is a layout basically. This is nothing, actually this is the XML layout having multiple option, the menu option. The product partner, actually the product partner can see the added product list, can manage the added product list. Product partner can see the how many product have been sold, how many products are actually bought by the user, can view this list. Whatever the response will be, again, centralized database, login credential of partner will be stored in this database, as well as the product list, whatever the list is being shown in front of him, or whatever the list is shown in the product catalog, that will be done but according from this centralized database. It means all the task is done like as an adapter, fetching the record. After fetching the record, display it on a screen, display it on a layout basically. Settings are actually nothing. Let us suppose the person want to change a username, a person want to change the contact details, can we change the detail from this settings option, the profile, at last update option. Next one is the user DF. See, in this created application, having one, two, three, three stakeholder basically: user, product partner, and doctor in one model. Image processing, user DFD. Now, user has a right to register himself as well. That means the user can register himself. For registering himself, user, it means that in this, the layout look like this, having two button layout, actually the two orientation basically. One is horizontal, second one is vertical. What this one will be a horizontal. Horizontal mean either you can sign up, sign in, or sign up. If you have, if you are already created an account, just sign in it with the help of valid credential. If you do not have account, just sign up this application, this mobile application, for getting the feature of this app, for getting the feature of this application. Let us suppose, see, user authenticated, uh, the user screen will be shown. After that, diagnose, product catalog, doctor list, that will be dependent on my model basically. Here the rule of model, here the rule of model basically. The mod model is, that means the deep learning model. Why the model is needed? Because according to the prediction given, the decision will be taken whether it is will be a product catalog or a doctor list. If non-chronic problem, that means the product catalog will be shown. If it is a chronic, it means that doctor list will be shown. And some of the recommended product, we can show it according to the usability of the user. again, setting. This is actually the menu options. I have we actually the short span of time will to yesterday's session not able to cover all the menu. I have just included some of these slides for menu as well for today's session as well, so that you will be able to understand what exact how we can create a menu in Android application, and what is the use of exact you can use of res folder and the view folder. These all are the technical requirement of my project objective. According to these data flow diagram, next task is this one we have discussed yesterday as well. The first one is I need Android Studio, in which two option we are having, Java and Kotlin. But I'm very good in Java, that's why I have chosen Java as a backend. That will be dependent on you. You can use Kotlin as well, because Kotlin and Java are similar. There is not any major difference basically. Java is an object-oriented app programming. For creation of layout, should have XML knowledge. Person should be expertise in XML. It means that data flow we have understood. Model we can create. The next task is okay. I just want to create a web native application. If you want to create a hybrid application, it means these things are essential basically. And even one of the hosting provider I have, I'm not recommending you, but I have used Harigo, the hosting provider, for deploying my model. Just a second, going to show you Harigo. This Harico model I have used. This Harico model I have used because having a CLI, with the help of CLI, using a git command, we can deploy our model from Flask, Apache Flask. See, these are the simple command basically, normal command. CD. Just you have to create, and you just have to create one resource folder, and after that, after creating a resource folder, these small three or a four command. But before running this, you have to install Harico CLI installation in your Apache on your system basically. The simple instruction are there for installing this. See, we can easily download it. If you have a 64-bit window, can download 64-bit installer. If you have a 32-bit window, can install 32-bit installer. After that, after installing it, we should have a small simple command. These command we have to run it, but so just see this these command, we just need to run these commands basically. These commands should have to run it, but from my PyCharm basically. That means the Flask framework. It means that Flask framework. That means we should have to create API for converting my for because the pickle model we can obtain it from the deep learning and TF Lite, or you can say a normal TensorFlow. We just need to create this API. After creation of this API, you have to deploy it in a Haribo. When you just deploy it in a Haribo, URL is essential for URL is essential for retrieving the prediction basically. We have already seen in my yesterday session from this URL basically. If you want to test it with the help of Postman, the post values, you have to use Postman. Otherwise, what we can do is with the help of this URL, the response will be in the form of JSON. Now, the next task, Android main active main activity. That means layouts will be designed with the help of XML. The controlling will be done with the help of Android Studio. The fetching of data will be done using our adapter. And example, why example is needed just for the usage of MySQL. Even you can install MySQL Workbench for storing our data. We can install exam server as well, because having a MySQL instance, even a PHP MyAdmin, the user interface. With the help of these user interface, we can easily create a table. See, user table, product partner table, image table, doctor table, all the table. Actually, even the prediction, if you want to store the prediction as well, we have to create a table. The basic three tables are necessary basically. The first table is the user, doctor, and most important is the admin table. See, it means that machine learning model through Android, simple step is first create a model. After the creation of model, go to Flask, extract it from the pickle module and deploy. That means deploy it in form of web app or a mobile application. Implementation, if you want to do it on Android application, it means you just have to go to Android and need to create XML, the design view. After the creation of design view, the important is fragmentation. Why the fragmentation is? Because like first fragment to fragment list view, basically we have four type of view: scroll view, list view, grid view, and recycler view. From these recycler view, that means if let us suppose if you have used a recycler view, but adapter is important for retrieving a data but from my MySQL, because let us suppose you want to log into an application. Login mean valid credential actually we have stored in a database. If we want to retrieve it from the database, which mean that we just have to go just have to go to the database application, need to retrieve it. See, the agile methodology actually I have followed for the creation of my application. Everyone I think will familiar with this agile methodology. The first one is the requirement ana- analysis basically, which we have the problem basically, the significances. Actually, the 3.5 percentage of industry we have shown you, and this see skin treatment market is actually growing annually by 3.5 percentage of Canada, and revenue around you can say 1 billion. And important is we should have to analyze the input data and thereafter need to come up with an technical outcome, and thereafter planning of sprint. The Scrum framework I have followed: the sprint 1, sprint 2, sprint 3. In sprint 1, basically what I have done is, in sprint 1 I have just created a small blueprint. Okay, this is the problem, and this one can be a solution of this problem. And in sprint 2, whatever I have thought is I have created the whole design in my Android applications. After creation of this design, next one is collaborative design development. Is in this portion, the sprint 3, basically I have a model, basically the skin model, which is the most important part, the deep learning model. And all the other team member actually they have taught you, and even you are very all you are expertise in the creation of deep learning, all you are very expertise, and you can say implementation of model. You already knows, okay, the you can say read binary or a write binary, converting to model, and even the how with the help of pickle we can easily see our model. It last review and monitoring. See, the Scrum framework already said the things: sprint 1, sprint 2, sprint 3. Sprint 1, the blueprint. Sprint 2, the Android application, actually the view I have created, because this is not about to just you can say add only the decision, basically should have a lot of more things as well. it means that that will be dependent on us whether we can use a native application. Even we have a hybrid application as well. Lot of person are nowadays using a Flutter, Ionic as well for the creation of view. Why? Because HTML, CSS nowadays most popular for the creation. It means people nowadays relying on while relying on web, that means your desktop application, relying on tablet, that means responsive response, and this kind of things, which mean we they don't want to spend a huge money first creation of web application, thereafter a mobile application. They just create an API. Through the API, just create a view for responding it. Okay, this is for Android application, this one is for iOS, and even they can use a Flutter. With the help of Flutter, the application can be generated say on a same time for Android, for you can say Apple, as well as for WebView. In my sprint 2, that means each sprint was assigned a limited number of days for task completion. The approach basically encouraged me to, you can say, focusing on my important task first, because I have already set a goal for myself. That means I just want to deliver a product, but that product should be delivered but within a given time. A methodology, or you can say the project management approach, which will help me to stay on a track as well as to achieve my goal, but according to a desired time basically. The Scrum framework I have followed. Why the Agile is because I don't have much of the time basically. I don't want to spend around, you can say, 4, 3, 1 or a 2 year. I just want to complete the whole task just within a 2 or a 3 months, which that's why I have followed this Agile methodology with the help of Scrum framework. The first one will be able to see my screen. Hello, able to see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes. The first
Yes,
one
sir.
is
Yes.
yes, the
Yes, sir.
first one is the blueprint. I have used normal Figma. I have not, you can say, placed all the screenshot just for your understanding. See how I have created a normal with the help of Figma. I have just created a normal blueprint just for my understanding, because already shown you, okay, this is the data flow with, but this data flow I just want to visualize it as well. What exactly I want to achieve it in a first frame. In a first frame, I just have created a normal blueprint with the help of Figma, the screen layout basically. And see, this is the main layout. The second, you can say, second sprint. See, this one is the activity XML file. The first one is the activity XML file. That means the mobile screen basically. When just person click after the installation, the first instant will be like this: SIIT. SIIT, that means my actually the abbreviation of my application. And after this, just for your understanding, I have not taken all the screenshot basically. I have just placed 3 or 4 screenshot just for a basic understanding, because it has having around, you can say, 30 to 40 layouts, the screens design basically. I have not taken the whole screenshot. See, and this basically able to understand. This is my first view. Just when after the APK, when you user just install my APK. After installing the APK, this will be my view. The first view for accessing the user dashboard. Basically, a person, if I want to access this dashboard, person has to input a valid credential. Valid credential means, that means username as well as a password. After inputting a valid credential, the upper portion will show him a slider. Yesterday we have discussed this recycler view, in screening, out screening as well. That means in screening means, that means the first image, this is the actual view. This is out screening, and this one is known as in-screen. It means that having a three images, one, two, three, it means that the first image out, second image shown, the third image is going to be in a, it means in a queue. That means the slider technology, basically slider actually with the help of image in and out, which we have seen in my yesterday session. There accordingly, the images can be shown in the slider. See, this is the user dashboard. That means checker product showcase as well. The recommendation of product I have shown. This is just nothing. It is just a home button, and a person, if we want to connect contact, can contact it with the by clicking of this email. A person can easily contact it just by clicking it on this email. Now see the menu. We have already shown this thing. That means if user DFD should have a menu option, should have menu option mean recommended products, settings, even diagnose. See, in this, I have created the home, the first one, diagnose, the second, recommended product, the third, settings, the fourth. This is essential for maintaining a session. The fifth man, side navigation. That means user navigation option. Yes, user navigation option. That means home means the main user panel. Diagnose mean should have an ability to add image with the help of diagnose. After adding this image on a diagnose, will take a decision according to my model. Okay, this is the chronic. She will recommend you to go to, that means concern a doctor, and otherwise, if it is non-chronic, will recommend a product. Will recommend a product. It means this one. This one. Diagnose model, product catalog, doctor list, user detail. It is nothing, that means the user detail will be shown. User can edit username, can edit, you can say the contact detail with the help of the setting option. In a similar way, I have created a design for user. I have created a design for product partner. I have created a design for doctor as well. But most important one was actually the admin is the stakeholder who is having the all right. All rights mean admin can manage users, admin can admin can add product partner, admin can add doctors, admin can manage doctor, admin can add manage product partner as well. Because we have already discussed, I have already discussed this thing, will not create this registered option for product partner, will not create register option for doctor. Why I'm not going to create this option? Because only the authorized, only the specialized, I have to manually, it means manual, I have to manually verified, okay, this product partner is authorized. Thereafter, the admin will give him a privilege, okay, use my application to showcase the product, use my application, okay, you are the specialized, I have a traffic of person. If any person found any of the chronic disease, will recommend you, not you can say, will directly converting that all patient, all traffic to your site, will just recommend you yourself, because you are specialized. And if user found it satisfactory, user will definitely select you. See, this is the admin layout. Basically admin layout mean, admin panel layout mean having a dashboard, doctor, user, feedback, login, managing of doctor, managing of user, managing as well as adding of doctor. The feedback. Let us suppose if any of the user has just given any of the feedback, admin will be able to see it. Okay, this is a feedback as actually I have received it from my user end, and can upgrade an update our application. Why the Microsoft nowadays we are having a Microsoft Office 2019, but before this 2016, 12, 8. Why the updations are actually done? Because users are actually giving an opinion. Okay, this time this is the problem basically. According to their feedback, they are going updating it just for you can say a long run. In a similar way, if we want our application should be run but on a long run, should have to update it accordingly according to the user. Yes, definitely this application cannot be considered it as fully, because lot of updation we have to perform it on a daily basis for you can say for maintaining the lifetime span of my application basically. See, this is the doctor view layout means home, view patient, prescription, the setting. The screenshot actually I have just taken it from my application. These are the screenshot. I have just taken it from my emulator. After running my emulator, just taken a screenshot. This is the doctor layout. Doctor layout means the first one is the home screen. Second one is view patients. Third one is the person doctor has some, let us suppose the prescribe to a patient and want to see what exact prescription that person has given. The doctor can see it. Fourth one is setting. The last one is the log. The important rule is these three tables actually needed around 7 to 8 tables. These are most important. You can say primary stakeholder. Admin, doctor. The third one is the user. Admin mean that means admin credential. Doctor mean doctor, the whole detail of doctor. User means user detail. And the fourth table is needed for my product partner. The fifth table is needed for storing the recommended products. And the last one that is needed for, let us suppose any of the prescription is given by the doctor, just need to store that prescription as well, so that we need one more. It means we need 7 to 8 table. I have just shown only the three table mine, because these are the primary stakeholder table. See, just understanding what exact my objective is, just because the third one is, see, these are the two sprint, one, two. Let us go back and just understand what exact my objective. Technology trend is just moving toward replacing the human physical activity, and unhealthy eating habits basically directly linked to increase the risk of having the skin issue. It means that this problem is not just associated with Canada only. If we had just eat the unhealthy habit, if you're having a if and on even technology is booming nowadays, and everything is just you can say replacing with the technology, and with the replacement of this technology, and human are not being physically involved in activities due to the unhealthy habit, definitely having a risk of having a skin disease. And now see, first I have taken a normal objective. Okay, punjab Punjab means thinking about Canada having a growth rate of 3.5. But again, I am saying this is not a problem of only for a particular country. This is the whole problem basically, because nowadays every physical activities are going to be replaced with the help of technology. And now my project initiate was to just overcoming this advantages basically. Advantages is that means don't have to much wait for you can say taking an appointment from the doctor. Don't have, let us suppose if I'm worried about, okay, doctor is not giving me an appointment, but still having not any, that means much crucial problem, any skin problem, but still it it always hitting in mind that okay, there's can be some there can be any of, you can say, chronic issue. This can be resolved, this problem can be solved with the help of this model. This is a simple flow, basically the sample, pre-processing, training and test, at last feature extraction. The outcome will be the prediction. Simple the model I have created, where I have used the keras TensorFlow libraries, basically the for, and thereafter, after using this libraries, I have just imported and it, and thereafter deploy it using this model. Created a model, taken a pickle, after that install, uh, uh, because I'm very good and, you can say, full stack development, having a very good knowledge of Flask framework as well as good in Java implementation. Just created a REST API. After creation of this REST API, got a response on the Android application, and response and just display on the Android, as well as because I have just hosted it on, you can say, Harico. It means that if I want to create a web view, I can easily create it. All the things is API, application programming interface. If you just think about one thing, if you have a API means you are prediction model response. It means if you want to create a web, yes, you can get it API response on a web. If you want to just get a response on mobile, yes, we can get it on a mobile. Let us suppose someone is saying, okay, I have a software application, can you integrate it? Yes, I can integrate it. Why? Because should have this API. It means important is model understanding. Important is deep learning model understanding. Because this deep learning model need to deploy it on any of, you can say, the hosting provider. After deploying it on the hosting, the next need is REST API. Actually, this is not a very hard code. This is very easy code, because we do not have to create a lot of things. Basically, what we need to do is we just need to create a simple method for whatever the input is coming, need to accept this input and need to pass this input to a model, and whatever the outcome is responded by my model, need to just store it, and thereafter, after storing this in, you can say, in variable, and just need to pass it, can pass it on, you can say, any of the JSON, can pass it on any web view. That is the real fundamental, basically. See, model, mounted the model. Actually, I have used Colab for creation of this model, machine learning model. Data set I have taken, obviously I will skim this. If that means we'll take a data set, uh, taken it from this Kaggle. That means many publicly available lot of you can say data sets on a Kaggle. I have taken it from, that means the human skin color image database, basically I have used, and taken a different raw images for trained my model. No, just a second. See, hybrid application. See, even I have developed a web application as well for getting a response. Just going to the Android application, going to show you what exactly the things we have. I'm discussing right now. Just a second. Going to share my screen of Android Studio. See, able to see my screen? Hello, able to see my screen? Android Studio screen?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
See, and this yesterday we have discussed, this is the activity XML, the first design. Huh? Activity main XML, that means when you just click it on the creation of application, by default this will be your activity XML design. In yesterday's session, I have already discussed XML and S namespace basically. See, in this, I just have used Android X. I have not used actually the normal layout. I have used Android except Android Android X coordinator layout with the help of coordinator layout, and thereafter just created a, this one is I have created is just for my showing a content. This one I have created is just for first fragment. This one is for second fragment. When I am just going to run this application.
Aman sir,
Yes, sir.
please start your webcam. We have to take one photograph, sir. All of you, please start your webcam. We have to take one photograph.
See, in this view, basically, you will be able to see actually a username is. I'm just going to input username as well as the password. When I just click it on login, see, it is showing me, it is showing me the product showcase, and having all the navigation options. Diagnose status, recommended product, doctor recommendation, setting. Let us suppose a person want to diagnose, the person has to input, okay, see this one, because of I have used the data adapter, all the detail has been just because of I have stored all the detail from in my MySQL. All the detail has been fetched from my MySQL database, showing that user ID is one, the first name is Pooja, the last name is Kaur, username is this, the contact number. I just need to upload a file. Upload file mean the skin image basically. After input uploading this, when I just click it on this save detail, this will show like this. I have actually I have hosted this on my own hosting basically. I have already having my own hosting. I have hosted the whole model as well as hosted this hosted this application as well. See, in this, you will be able to see the first name Pooja or username. The, the Pooja has inputted one of the image showing that recommendation is consult doctors in progress. See, when I have tested it in a second image, it is showing that prostatitis is chronic. Chronic mean consultation of doctor. It means that when when Pooja has just inputted an image, after that, if it is chronic, which means that person has to consult to a doctor. Consultant concerning to a doctor, just need to click it on this option. When just she click it on this option, see in this view, all the detail of all the specialized doctor will be shown. That means the name of the doctor is, take an example, the name of the doctor is Harpreet Kaur, who is specialized in this era. And if I want to share a detail, just need to click it here. Let us suppose if I want to share the detail, okay, I have a chronic disease, I have examined it, I have examined it. It means I just need to click it on this share options. Let us suppose Pooja, who is having a chronic disease, just want to concern this respective doctor. What she has to do is just need to select this do you doctor detail. Just need to click it on this option, share detail. See, in this view, in this fragment, it has been shown that okay, this Puja detail has been shared to the respective doctor.
You can close the webcam.
We have seen this thing, like see this one. See, going back to this DFD, see the same process, but actually I have done it in my mobile application. See, having these options, authorization, diagnose recommended product. See, when Pooja has inputted an image, after inputting an image, it is showing that list of doctor. When it is showing the list of doctor, if it is having any of the chronic disease, if any no, and if don't have any of the non-chronic disease, will display the product catalog. Mm, this means that let us suppose if we want to create a hybrid application, I already said we just need to deploy the model that will be dependent on us whether we can use. I have used the, you can say, I have used Hariko that will be dependent on you, which you can use any of the hosting. And with the help of this CLI, you just need to create a Flask REST API. And after the, let us suppose I just want to create a hybrid application. Hybrid application means the web view. What I need to do is I just have to create, as you can say, front end as well as the back end with the help of any of the technology. After that, already knows, okay, the response will be in a form of JSON, and the response will be given as well as will get it in a form of JSON. Just need to display it on, either we can display it on a mobile device or we can display it on a web view. Actually, this question was left behind in the yesterday session. I'm just going to show you actually this menu option. Let us suppose these menus option, the navigation bar and all, how actually this navigation can be created and what exactly the use of this toolbar and menu. Because you have seen this thing, like, see in this screen, having a toolbar, having a navigation option. If you want to develop, create like this kind of a navigation option and menu option, you should have a better understanding of Android toolbar and menu. See, understand this thing. One is action bar, second one we are having a toolbar. Action bar is nothing, it is a kind of a standard menu bar which is actually provided by the Android. For more customization option, even we can make it more, you can say, a better toolbar for this. See, in this contact information is provided, but if I want to retrieve in this portion, it means that we just need to make a changes in the, you can see, in the file of I'm just going to share my screen. We just need to change in this portion. Means menu main file. And if you want to change any of the navigation, you just need to change in this nav graph. It means that res folder, drawable means like launcher background. All the launcher background.xml, see this one, the Android icon, basically all these things actually stored in this drawable. The layout actually contain all the screenings, and thereafter we have a menu mean main menu option. Main menu, this dotted line, that means navigation. If you want to create a navigation, nav underscore bar, and thereafter you need to select which the fragment you want to pick it. I have picked both fragment, basically the for first fragment as well as for second fragment. Thereafter link this nav graph with along with the ID, so that will be able to see these options basically. See in this, see in this, take an example, the cat of the month. This this is actually the adopt a cat basically. Take an example, if you want to create this kind of a toolbar, what we have to do is, see, I have selected the linear layout. I think all you are now familiar with the linear layout. And at the rate, this string.xml, this rule of string.xml is a kind of a global, because this layout element ID should be called to my Java backend technology, should be called to my Kotlin. It means, take an example. Yesterday, even we have taken an example. If text, if ID is email, will be replaced at the rate string slash email underscore login. This can be done with the help of string.xml. That means resource type. See in this, I have used widget toolbar having, you can say, color option, and these colors option you can, if you want to use this theme already shown you in my yesterday slide, you can use a theme option as well. See this one, the theme. See in this, and if I'm going to show you, like, see, this one is a main menu option which is available in res folder flash menu. That means that navigation option is a part of nav. Menu option is a part of main menu. Let us suppose if I want to create, if I want, let us suppose I have an ID email. I just want to show a dialog. I just want to new top dialog. We can show as well as option item selected. We can handle it with the help of on option item selected option. Let you have seen this thing when I have just click it on the diagnose option. New screen has been shown. And when I have just click it on the login, when I will click it on the logout option from my application, this logout option will display me, will go back to my home screen. How this process is actually handled it with this process is actually handled with the option item selected. Option item selected means have given ID to each and every option. Let us suppose I take an example having a menu option. Two, if this option is selected, go to this XML file. Let us suppose four, take an example, logout. Logout means I have redirected to the home main activity.xml file. And all the things can be done with the help of on option item selected. And see, in this example, I have just taken a Kotlin switch case. Even, but in my application, actually, I have performed all the things in a Java. That is not basically a major concern. Basically, the major importance is understanding of actually how we can select. It means one view having a one ID having opening a one more fragment. Concept is fragment. Fragment means one ID selected showing this detail, second ID selected showing another detail, but switching all the things on a fragment activities. Next one is Android Asset Studio. Asset Studio basically it is nothing basically. When I have just opened my application, you will be able to see set logo, SIIT logo. When someone is going to install my application, will be able to see the icon basically. I think you all are having a lot of application in your mobile basically. When you just install any of the application will always show a one icon. This icon is also known as image asset as well as drawable. These are actually a drawable resource files. If you want to add, see, when have in this my application I have just created my own customized icon as well. I have put all these customized icon in a resource file and an images basically from my library. The vector images inputted all the drawable from file. This kind of resource, if you want to add, manage it, or you can say add it, you just need to click it on this plus icon. After clicking it on this plus icon, this is actually the resource view, resource manager tab. Basically this is the resource manager tab, and you can import, you can import your own drawable component as well. See this one, draw image as a take an example. I just want to use email. I want to use email NEDPI XHTTP. That means these are, you can say, resolution basically. We can select it according to our need. We can select it according to the our asset. But basically asset type is further divided into a three category. They have used the DDO button for categorized it: image, clip art, text. And see, when you just click it on this icon, all the images, whatever the drawable component, that will be definitely stored in your draw that will be stored in your drawable launcher. And take an example, if you want to use IC underscore launcher underscore foreground XML, this file is essential for Android. Take an example, you just have installed any of the application but not having any of the icon. But it means that this will definitely show, you can say, one launcher foreground, one launcher background. That means the launcher background will be actually the green color. And foreground by default, it is a PNG file. It means that the Android icon will be shown on application, but everyone is right now a very, you can say, smart nowadays. If a person is having a good knowledge of creation of Android application, good having a knowledge of, you can say, integrate this model, deep learning model with an application, definitely that person will definitely create an icon as well. And that icon, the path that person can place it in this drawable, which is actually a resource. This is available under the resource slash drawable folder. See, this is the configuration, and this is the importing of. That means if we want to import it, we can import it according to the value. Actually, the values are x high density, triple X high density, medium density, high density. That means when we use a resource manager for importing a drawable, we have a more control over the import, which specially help us for you can say importing a set of scaled images. See in this image resource, see IC underscore email. That means one email has been imported, one drawable component has been imported, and I'm going to use it as an item, which means created an image, created a one view. After the creation of this view, let us suppose I just want to display email icon. This will be the code segment. That means item, ID, email, and drawable component. That means icon. This icon. Icon is itself an attribute. With the help of this attribute, we can display the icon. If you have any query, just let me know. We'll explain you again. And the conclusion of this is basically this one, whole thing basically. See this one. What we have seen in today, I have shown you how I have think about, okay, I have to create a skin oil application. After the creation of the skin, after identifying, okay, this is the problem basically lot of person are facing. The second important thing is creation of model, and thereafter need to deploy this model on a hierarchy. After deploying this model on any of the hosting provider, see, I have shown you an application which is having the whole functionality what I have shown you here in my data flow diagram, having the whole functionality. And with this functionality we can, it's directly, that means cannot say resolve the whole problem, will definitely provide one solution to the whole society, and will be able to implement this for on hosting, as well as can create a web tool as well for this skin issue treatment. If you have any query, just let me know.